Hey everybody, welcome to Critical Flick, and today we're going to be talking about Tomb Raider. I'm so pumped to talk about this movie. A big fan of the video games, especially the rebooted series, and this follows suit. Plus it has Alicia Vikander in it, and I think she's a great actress, so here we go. As I previously stated, this film stars Alicia Vikander, who I love. I think she's a great actress. She plays Lara Croft this time around. And this film also stars Dominic West, a lot of people know from the TV show The Wire, and Walton Goggins, which I know from the TV show Justified. I think he's great. So a well-rounded cast here, as well as Daniel Wu, who plays Lu Ren. He's a sailor in the film who ultimately takes Laura to the island to find her dad, and it's great. So pretty much the story of this film is Laura ventures out to find her father, who's gone missing, and along the way she meets Lu Ren's character, played by Daniel Wu, who is a sailor and ends up taking her to the island. And prior to this, there's a lot of great build-up of character for Lara Croft. So you find out that she rides a bike for a living, delivering stuff, and there's a really cool action sequence where she plays like she's like a fox, and the other bike riders have to come around and like try to get the foxtail, and then they have to follow the paint. It's really cool. You'll know what I mean when you see it, and it's shot really well, and it really worked. It set up the character really well, and it had some funny moments as well. So I really like that. The build-up to this movie is a lot better than the previous Lara Croft movies with Angelina Jolie, which to me, in my opinion, were a joke. So I guess I want to go into my pros for the movie, which I have a lot. So first, I think it's shot really well. It's by the director, I'm not going to butcher his name, but it's by the director. He did a film called The Wave, and he does a really good job capturing the overall feel here. It's really well shot, well lit. It kind of is very reminiscent of the video game, the rebooted series that came out, and I really like it. If you're a fan of the games, you're going to love the look of this movie. So that I can't praise that enough. The second thing I want to go into is the acting. I mean, Alicia Vikander is a great actress. She's Academy Award winning, and she really brings it here. I mean, she doesn't have to verbalize everything. You can just see it in her face, and that is meaningful, and I love that. I think she does a great job, and her interactions with Lu Ren, Daniel Wu's character, is really great. I mean, I really hope that they build off of this movie. I hope this movie does really well and they're able to do another movie, because those two characters together it's awesome. I love seeing them on screen together. And then obviously going into Walton Goggins, he plays the villain in the film, and he actually has a backstory for why he's not just some mustache twirling villain. He's there for a reason, and he wants to get off the island, and it works. I mean, he's a great actor, and he really sells every scene that he's in, and I thought it worked really well. The last person I want to talk about is her father, Dominic West's character. He does a really great job in the scenes that he's in, with Laura. There's a lot of flashback scenes with her growing up, which kind of expands upon why she knows how to do some of the things in the film as far as action goes, and it's really great. I love the flashbacks in the film. It really helps build character, and it really shows that relationship between her and her father, which is fantastic. The next pro I want to talk about is the story, as well as with the action. So the story it's a Tomb Raider story. I think that this movie was unfairly, critiqued by critics out there because it's based off a video game. But so what? I think it works really well. The story is about her trying to go out and find her father, and they go to an island, and their adventure ensues, and the action is great. There's a phenomenal action sequence that involves her in a river, and then on an airplane, a crashed airplane, and it's really cool looking. It looks really, really well done and well shot. There's also another action sequence where she's running to the camp, and she has a bow and arrow, and she starts taking out the guys, and then it's stealth, and she's taking out guys with the bow and arrow. It's really cool. I like the stealth elements. Some people may think like, oh, that's unbelievable, they would have seen her, but it's based off the video game, and it really hit home for me being a fan of the video game. So it looked really good in my opinion. The last thing I want to mention is actually the score. I thought the score was pretty good. The music, it really ramped up in the moments that it needed to, and it worked for the film. I liked it. It hit in the emotional parts, and I thought it was awesome. As far as cons go, I don't really have much cons for this film. I enjoyed every second of it. It's not a perfect movie. Like, I would think the only con that I would say is there is two scenes that I can think of that's a little CG. You can tell it's a little bit CGI, but that's okay because it's based off the video game, and the video game, it looks like a video game. But in these parts, it's good enough that I wasn't taken out of the movie. Maybe some people were, but I really wasn't, and I loved it as a whole. So overall, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. I think it's a great film. I think everyone can go see it, and it's for the whole family. It's really fun. Great action throughout, and I even forgot to mention about the shipwreck scene, which is awesome. You'll know what I mean when you see it. It's great. It's well shot. It looks good. It's visceral. It's intense, and I love that scene as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts and opinion on Tomb Raider. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Like and subscribe the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.